Okay, so there. The European Commission has a web page and that you can see up there, and I think this presentation will be made available with a list of funding opportunities, especially taught for local administrations. These are programs of the European Commission. The biggest one are the European Structural and Investment Funds. And there are a number of issues and themes that are covered by this funding scheme, in particular for regions, for social and economic cohesion, for rural development, and for maritime and fisheries. The European Fund for Strategic Investment is funded by the European Commission and the European Investment Bank, and they provide a number of funding opportunities for strategic investments, meaning mainly targeting infrastructure. The European Investment Project portals boost the visibility of EU-based projects and help finding potential investors. So this is a very good way of finding investors in case you have an innovation idea. Urban innovative actions are also provide resources to test new solutions to address urban challenges. So here, I mean, there is no limit to the kind of technology that you can use, and that can include, of course, space-based data. URBACT is a program to exchange and learn about innovation for sustainable urban development. It has quite a big budget, and it's open to all European countries as well. Horizon 2020, I guess it's a funding scheme that you all know very well, that is about to end in 2020. While LIFE supports specifically environment, natural conservation, and climate action projects. So I found two calls that are not immediately related to space, but that address cities and towns, and in which I believe that you could come up with some innovative ideas to include some satellite-based component like a GIS, or an app for citizen engagement. So even if it says forthcoming, actually the two calls are already published. And the deadline is the 26th of August of 2021. These are funded under the SERV program, so Citizens, Equality, Rights and Values. And their aim is to support the sharing of European values and information about cultural heritage and culture in general, with an accent on the promotion of human rights and European values, so social inclusion, non-discrimination, and so on. So this is the wide scope of the two calls. So the two calls are focused, one on twinning, meaning that they address two cities who already have an agreement of collaboration and want to have funds to better structure this collaboration. Where the second one aims at creating a network of towns, which is expected to exchange among an issue related to culture and European values. So the two have as a deadline the 26th of August. And this is the budget for the two of them. They both provide lump sum grants, and they are both single stage, so there are no lots. For the Towns Initiative, there is a budget of a little less than 3 million euros, but while for the Town Networking project, there is a budget of 4,200,000 euros. So we look now at the Town Twinning Grant. So the scope is to support projects bringing together a wide range of partner towns in a town twinning event around topics in line with the objectives of the program, so citizens, equality, rights and values, and taking into consideration policy priorities. So they talk about mobilizing citizens at local and union levels to debate on concrete issues. So of course, and now we will go to the actions, this can be done through workshops, sharing platforms, but you can think about including apps to collect feedback, or to collect good practices about culture and promotion of human rights in Europe. So the eligible participants need to be legal entities, public or private bodies, and be established in EU member states or in the non-member states listed in the EEA countries and countries associated with the program. Or you can be a public body or a non-for-profit organization. Towns, municipalities, and other levels of local authorities of their twinning committees or other non-profit organizations representing local authorities. In this case, applications are allowed only by single applicants, but you can apply to both calls, but you have to respond, I mean, you have to do 2 bids. You cannot make 1 bid for the 2. For the town training, you must involve municipalities from at least 2 eligible countries, or of which at least 1 is a EU member state. So you can also involve a city or a town outside the European Union. For the town training project, the activities can include workshops, seminars, conferences, trainings, expert meetings, webinars, awareness-raising activities, data gathering and consultation, exchanges and dissemination of good practices amongst public authorities and civil society organizations, and the development of communications tools and the use of social media. So the impact here is to increase and encourage mutual understanding and friendship between a diverse range of citizens at the local level, to involve a diverse range of citizens from local communities' experience and recognize the added value of the EU that the EU provides through grassroots approach. This is for the town training. For the network of towns, the themes and priorities are EU citizenship rights, combating discrimination and racism, inclusion of minorities, the EU Charter on Fundamental Rights, and reflecting on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the local communities. Also in this case, the activities that can be funded are workshops, seminars, conference, training activities, data gathering and consultation, exchanging and dissemination of good practices. And here I invite you to think about apps, geolocating experiences, organizations promoting human rights, and I mean good practices in general. Here the proposal must be submitted by a consortium of at least 5 applicants, which are entities, which are municipalities from at least 5 eligible countries, of which at least 3 are EU member states. So also in this case, you can involve different, cities that are not in the EU. So all this information is on the website of the Commission. And then I found a call that is mapped as forthcoming, and it should have been published already, but actually, the text is not there yet. This is a call for companies working with data management, so with satellite data management in particular. And it's interesting for us to know that the Copernicus Emergency Management System plans to have a layer on global human settlements. So the call should have been published in April 2021. If I repeat, the text is not there yet, but the date limit for application is the 9th of April 2022, meaning that if you work in an organization which has the kind of skills to develop such a layer for the Copernicus Emergency Management System, you have quite a lot of time actually to apply for the call. So here you see a little description of the service. So here the contract aims at collecting high quality and standardized data about the status of human settlements and their dynamics, both in terms of built up areas and population. So also here I invite you to go on the website of JRC. And maybe, if you want, contact them directly in case you're interested to know when the text of the call will be published. As you can see here, the budget is quite big. Sorry. And is 2,500,000 euros for the total value of the contract. So as for the upcoming events, this is something that has been already mentioned, that on the 9th and 10th of June, there will be a forum of the European Commission Smart Cities Marketplace. For those of you who are not familiar, this is an initiative of the European Commission to bring together cities, service providers, and investors. The idea is to present innovative ideas of projects integrating new technologies for urban development and urban sustainability, and to expose these project ideas to investors who might fund the development of such projects. Eurisy participates in the marketplace since a few years with an initiative that is called Geospatial Cities, which basically aims at disseminating the findings of our Space for Cities initiative, so on what you do with satellite applications to concrete examples. And we mainly do awareness raising, but we also put in touch service providers and cities. You can all participate to the event. This is the agenda for the 9th of June, so it will be pretty much focused on the Green Deal. Oops. So we will talk about clean mobility, energy, climate change. And this is the agenda for the 10th that will focus on national smart cities strategies and circular economy. The second event that actually Eurisy is going to contribute to is an event in preparation of the UN World Data Forum that will take place in October in Bern. And in preparation of this meeting, there is a session organized on the 17th of June, to which Eurisy will participate with a presentation on its Space for Cities initiative on harnessing remote sensing for sustainable cities. The event is organized by Statistics Poland, the Swiss Federal Statistical Office, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Poland, and the Embassy of Switzerland in Poland. You can participate online, and the registration is free. Here, the goal is to understand how data and technologies can work together to improve the quality of life in cities. And in particular, it will focus on remote sensing technology, with the participation of the Minister of Climate and Environment of Poland. And I invite you to keep an eye on our events page on eurisy.eu, on which we communicate on the events we participate to and on the events of partners. Not all of them are on cities, of course, but I would say that a good number of those are relevant for cities. And that's all from my side.